Hey guys, welcome back today. Okay, so I just did this eye look. Isn't it pretty? Yes, I'm like kind of obsessing over it. And I used the Kandee Johnson, it looks like this. The I Want Kandee Johnson Too Faced collab palette. Aren't those colors so pretty? I can't get a good shot. There we go. Isn't that so gorgeous, these colors? So I just wanted to go ahead and do some swatches for you guys real quick, and I'm going to insert the tutorial of the video of me using the palette and doing this eye look. Okay, so this is Licorice Rope, this is Taupe Berry, Raspberry Cocoa, and Sugar Plum. Super, super pretty. Okay, so here is Sugared Strawberry, really kind of flaky. I'll just show you guys right here. When you put it on, you kind of have to press. Really pretty color though. This is Cream Puff, you can kind of barely see it right there. This is Frosted Pink, and then Hot Chocolate. And Hot Chocolate looks like it has some kind of sparkle in it, or it could just be the fallout from all the other colors. Okay. And here is Sweet Toffee, Butterscotch, which I found to be really patchy. I think that one's kind of patchy. Pastry, and Sparkling Cider. Super pretty, but let me tell you this, let me just show you guys right now. Again, I'm gonna swatch it. Oh, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Like this color. Yes, and that is a true copper. I mean, it looks like a penny. All right, so I'm gonna do the last row. Okay, so this top one is Whipped Cream, and it is very shimmery. It's a true white, and then Ice Cream is in the middle. It's got more of a pink undertone, and then this is Banana Cream Pie, and it has more of a yellow undertone. They're good shadows, I would say. Here's Banana Cream Pie again. That's what I used. I used Ice Cream as my under the brow highlight today. But I really like the palette. I feel like it's pretty. I don't necessarily, if you have a lot of palettes, if you have a lot of makeup palettes, I don't necessarily think this is a must-have because the colors are very, they're not very unique. Does that make sense? Like, I don't feel like the colors are very unique at all. I think that you could probably find these colors, you know, in some other neutral palettes that you may have. I like it. It does smell definitely like candy. It's very, it's sweet, vanilla, it smells really vanilla-y. This is the packaging. It comes in a nice like tin, so I think it would be really good for traveling. That's me pushing down on it. And then the back shows this cute, it kind of looks like, you know, like those old school, old-fashioned candy boxes, and then has a little sticker. And then it comes with a piece of like wax paper in here, kind of like you have when you know, get a box of chocolate. So super cute. I would say that my two favorite the colors that I used today are definitely my favorites. I started out by blending Cream Puff into the crease, and then I took Pastry with an even more defining brush and then blended that up and into the crease just to give myself a full blown out kind of look. And then I took Raspberry Cocoa and buffed that on the outer V and a little bit into the crease. Just to give myself that, I really wanted that purple look that you guys are seeing right now, kind of, and it's really sheared out. I've got it above the crease just a little bit, and then I have it really deep set into the crease. And then I took Sugar Plum, and I applied that with a flat shader all over the lid. And then I even took a little bit of it into my inner corner right here. But I felt like that wasn't necessarily really enough. So I took a little bit of that whipped cream, that bright white. I took that and put that into the inner corner. And then I finished it off by taking a little bit of licorice rope and putting that in the outer V just to darken everything up. And then I took a tiny bit more of the raspberry cocoa and blended that above the crease just to give myself a smooth transition, because I really wanted the purple, that, you know, raspberry cocoa, that mauve to be what pops. So after that, I put on, I did a wing liner, I did a liquid liner, and then I put on my lashes, and then I lined the lower lash line with taupe berry. And then I blended that out with a pencil brush using the raspberry cocoa. And then I applied my CoverGirl Lash Blast Clump Crusher on the lower lashes. And one thing I do want to point out just for you guys, just kind of a tip for the day, is whenever you're using, if you're going to use a liquid liner, I always like to set it. And I just use like one of these like flat eyeshadow or eyeliner brushes just like this today. And I dipped it into that black, that licorice rope, and pushed it, you know, like I literally stamped it onto my winged liner so that I could make sure that it's not gonna budge or anything like that. Really feel like that helps. And then along with that, whenever I was using the taupe berry on the bottom part, I took it and I connected that lower line that I was using with that taupe berry into the wing so that it kind of has this soft transition. Like it's not just like, you know, there's not a break in that outer corner of the eye, which I think helps. It kind of makes everything seem really seamless. Another thing I want to point out, the Sugar Plum, it is pretty on its own, but let me tell you, if you're gonna use it, any kind of I think the metallics in this are a little bit flaky, a little fallouty. I mean, they are soft, but that's a problem I think with most Too Faced shadows, because they're so metallic or they're so frosted or whatever, you're gonna get a little bit of fallout. I don't mind that because the payoff, look how shiny it is. So what I did was I sprayed my flat shader brush with some MAC Fix Plus and then dipped back into the Sugar Plum color and then applied it and stamped that and laid that flat onto the lid. And that's really what's giving me that, that shine. But any kind of setting spray will help you with that. And I just have always used MAC Fix Plus because it's always been, I mean, it helps with the payoff. But anyway, and then I use, what blush should I use? Oh, I use a blush from the Naked Flushed, one of those palettes. I think I have the Native. And then I have on MAC Rebel on my lips today. So anyway, that's basically the look. I like the palette. I'm glad that I purchased it because I don't have a lot of palettes. And I'll tell you, this Sugar Plum color is so pretty. I don't have anything in my collection like that. So, which is odd because it's just a shimmery taupe. But I mean, just to give you an example, let me pull this out. Here's MAC Satin Taupe. I'll go ahead and swatch it for you guys. The Satin Taupe from MAC. And then I'll go ahead and do the Sugar Plum, which is obviously this one's gonna be a little more shimmery. But here is, on the top is Satin Taupe. And then this is the Sugar Plum color. I can tell you now just by the way that it applies, the Sugar Plum obviously comes off way more metallic. Look how shimmery my fingers are just from swatching all these colors. The Sugar Plum comes off a lot shinier, but I mean, the MAC Satin Taupe isn't, it's a frost, but it doesn't claim to be a metallic, but I mean, that's what it looks like in the pan. Super pretty. I love MAC Satin Taupe. I mean, who doesn't have MAC Satin Taupe? I mean, it's a universal, kind of need to have a color, kind of like Sketch, which I don't have, but I need to get it. Anyway, the palette is $45. Do I feel like it's worth it? No, I don't feel like any makeup palette is worth that much money. I mean, there are people out there right now spending $129 on Natasha Denona, and I'm just like, what the, okay. I don't see any difference in it. I would never spend that much money on palette. Like I think I would cap myself probably at the Vise Art palettes. I really want one of those, but anyway. Do I think that this palette is worth $45? No, I don't think any palette is worth that much money, but it is a good palette. I like it, and I feel like it's, like I said in my previous video about the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes, it is a good beginner palette because you have lots of transition shades, you've got your lights, and then one of the things I like that Too Faced does is this is like a good quadrant. So they're kind of giving you like, okay, so this is a good area to start. Buff a little bit of this pastry into your crease, do a little bit of this butterscotch into the crease, and then lay down this, what's it called? Sweet toffee onto the lid. Same thing here. You've got this, you know, good group here. So that it can kind of help you, you know what I'm saying? I think that it gives, it's good payoff. No mirror, just kind of, it's just the 10. But I mean, you're getting 15 shadows for $45. So it's basically $3 a shadow. I mean, that's pretty good. And then it's limited edition, so you're getting something that, you know, not very many people are going to have here in a few weeks, few months, maybe. I don't know. So my thoughts on it are, I really like it. I have favorites, obviously, in the palette. But, I mean, if you guys like the Too Faced shadows, you know how they perform. So, yeah, I guess that's basically it for the review. I like it. I don't think any palette is worth anything, you know, $45, but you have to think your naked palettes are $54 now. So, if you don't have these kinds of colors in your collection already, or if you don't have a lot of makeup palettes, I think this would be a good start for you. It's good colors, and you can create a lot of really, I think, unique looks with all the colors. But anyway, so yeah, like it, glad that I purchased it. And like I showed you guys in my previous video, I have 3 of the Melted Matte lipsticks from the collection, and then just the palette. These are the only things I purchased from the collection. I didn't need the banana powder. I'm not a setting powder person, I guess you could say. I didn't get the liner because I'm a cheap liquid liner girl. I'm not big on that. Highlighting stick, I'm not big into cream highlighting, not really into that. And then I did not get the Tropical Punch color in this Melted Matte line. I don't know why. I don't wear a lot of purples. If I do wear a purple, it's going to be MAC Rebel. I mean, that's basically it. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you can, and you want, you know, if you want to get something from this collection, I would say do so quickly. I know items are selling out pretty quick online. So get to your local Ulta, see what they have in stock, and pick up whatever you want. But anyway, yeah, thanks guys so much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and check me out on Instagram and Twitter, and follow me on my blog. Love you guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.